Oh, you guys thought you could get rid of me? I'm back.
This will be my first sailing yacht. How hard can it be?
None of these other chicks are gonna go for you because you're 20 years younger than them.
Oh,
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Below Deck Sailing Yacht Edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host, the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
You should have said, and I don't want to tell you how to do your podcasting, but I was kind of waiting for a...
How's everyone sailing?
No, that's pretty good. I was waiting for an ahoy, everyone.
Oh, you see, that's confusing to me because ahoy means hello to me. That's
I know.
the Czech hello, not the pirate captains.
Yeah, I don't even think it's...
Boat people hello.
Yeah, boat people. You boat people.
Well, it's a different ahoy.
We're boat people now. I know, but ahoy, mateys. And ahoy to our Czech listeners.
Ahoy to everyone.
Yeah, ahoy, everyone. Yeah, if you guys don't know, in Czech, ahoy is hello. It's just hello, right?
Yes.
It's not.
And if you guys don't know, I'm from the Czech Republic, so ahoy.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue. We should do a little introduction to who we are, because this is the first time we're covering Below Deck. This is the first time we're covering any Bravo show.
Very true. We originally started covering 90 Day Fiancé, and then we kind of got into Darcy and Stacey, and
That's a
before
natural
90 Day, all the spin-offs.
Single Life.
And then
we
exactly.
did MAFs.
Yeah,
we're doing
doing
MAFs.
MAFs right now.
We're doing it all.
And now we decided to cover Below Deck because, guys, I didn't know this show. I just watched it for the first time and I loved it. But John has watched it before. And one of our friends, Amy.
All right, Amy.
She actually messaged us on Instagram saying, hey guys, why don't you cover Below Deck? And I was like, what's that? Told John, we talked, we watched. I loved it. So we decided to add it to the list with Darcy and Stacey ending.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah,
Am I right?
That's the kind of show we are. That's the kind of show we are, folks. If you are watching a show and you don't have a podcast to listen to about it, or even if you do and you want another, you can just holler at us and be like, hey, why don't you cover this show? And maybe we will.
Exactly. Plus, hey, a bunch of foreigners on a boat in Spain. Oh, yes, please.
This show, to me, is sexual summer camp. And you mix in the foreigners, and this is my 13-year-old wet dream.
A sexual summer camp?
You're not getting summer camp vibes from this at all?
No, because my summer camp, I was living in a forest in tiny tents, and I was building things out of wood.
Okay. This is, okay, summer camp on the sea. Summer camp on the sea, semester at sea, something like that.
If any camp, I'm getting like, what's the name of that American movie? American Pie.
Oh, for sure. Mix it all in. It's a stew of all that.
You know what's the translation of that movie? Like the Czech American translation?
It can't be better than the translation of Cool Runnings.
It's the Czech translation of American Pie is bang, bang, bangity bang. Like
No,
you
it's
bang.
not.
Yeah, like it's called prci, prci, prcičky. Prcat means bang. Like you gotta bang.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
So
guess-
basically like bang, bang, bang.
And
Bangity bang.
now you have
However
to-
you want to translate it.
Now you have to share the translation of Cool Runnings.
Can I? Or should I?
I think you should.
We call it kokosy na sněhu, which
Yeah.
basically means coconuts on ice. Isn't that amazing?
That's just a little shout for the Winter Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Has nothing to do with any of this.
Nothing.
But yeah, we're diving in. No pun intended. It's our maiden voyage.
We're sailing in.
We're sailing in. We're sailing away with you guys. Yeah, so this is the maiden voyage of this show for us. I haven't watched it in years. I watched it, I don't know, when I was growing up back in the 80s. I think I watched this show. But
The show is not that old.
I know, but I did. I probably watched it 7-8 years ago.
Also, you are not that old.
I know.
John
I like to
flexes.
exaggerate.
He was born in the 80s, but for just a few years.
Yeah.
So let's just be honest.
I like to exaggerate numbers. Come on, you know.
You
that.
sure do.
But yeah, I mean, you said it. You summarized it. I'm John. You are
Teresa.
married couple here. Hence the name Married to Reality. We're married to reality television shows.
And And to each other.
And so, yeah, we started with the 90-day world, and now we are here. So thank you for joining us. And if you found us, thanks for finding us. We hope to find some more of you guys along the way.
And if you are one of our friends who's been listening to us for a while, hello, and we hope you'd like this one as well.
Yeah, thanks for coming over. So before we get into the show, we always do a little housekeeping. I don't have any deck hands over here on the podcast, so I got to do the housekeeping myself. And the first thing we ask is for you guys to follow us on Instagram, on social media, at Married to Reality Pod. That's on Instagram. Just look up Married to Reality on Facebook. You'll find us there. And that's where all the news comes. That's where the memes are. That's where we put up a poll to ask, should we cover Below Deck? And overwhelmingly, you guys said yes.
Totally.
So that's why we're here. So make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod.
For sure, guys. You can message us. We always try to get back to everyone. If we don't, just be patient. We'll get there. We post memes that we come up with.
That's right.
Right?
not bragging.
I mean, a little bragging. Come on, a little bragging.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We post updates, we post memes, we share what's going on, we talk to you guys, most importantly.
Yeah, we love talking to you guys. And if you guys have a show recommendation, send it our way, but don't expect us to cover it, at least for the next month or two.
For the future.
I would say, yeah.
For the future.
We'll keep it in mind for the future. All right, so you're following us on Instagram. Make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening, especially if you just found us now because of Below Deck. You want to make sure you're getting every episode. And that leads me to a good point. We're releasing this first episode on Friday. We're recording it on Friday. We're releasing it on Friday because we got a little bit of a late start on this one.
Because Amy messaged us about this on Tuesday.
I think we're embarrassing Amy at this point. But
No. Amy, it was an amazing suggestion. So thank you again.
And Amy's, no, that didn't work. But that's why we got a late start. But so Friday, this episode, but then the plan is to release the episodes Monday morning. I think that's the plan moving forward. So definitely make sure.
Wait a minute.
Oh, did I say Monday?
It airs on Monday.
Long week, folks. Wednesday mornings.
Wednesday mornings, yes.
The plan, okay, so it's Friday today. We're going to post this as soon as we're done. Then moving forward, Wednesday mornings.
Yes, that's correct.
But that's a good reason why you need to look down and smash that follow button, because I don't know when this is going to release. I'm all discombobulated, but if you're following the podcast, you'll get it to your phone or your computer as soon as it drops. It's so easy to follow the podcast. Just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as this new season. And for you guys who are joining us for the first time, that's kind of my catchphrase. And you'll get it eventually.
It changes every episode. We always tell you to smash it.
Yes.
Like
Like
it's
something's hot.
And then it'll change. You had a lot to choose from.
Oh
this
my
episode,
gosh, I know.
But yeah, go broad, go big this first one.
But if there is nothing hot, I'll probably use the weather.
Yeah. It looked hot in Spain.
For sure.
Okay, and last but not least, please leave a review. It means the world to us. It is the fuel in our engines. It keeps us going. And guys, if you just found us recently for Below Deck, don't feel the need to leave a review right away. Give it a couple listens, give it a couple weeks, and then, once you decided how you feel about us, then leave a review.
You should have said, it's the wind to our sailboat.
So good.
So good.
That's why I love her. Okay. I think that's it. That's the housekeeping.
It is. Are you ready to get this party started?
I am so ready to.
Also, it's Friday, so I'm like partying. I'm partying already.
Yeah. The full disclosure, we rewatched this episode just before we started recording.
Yeah.
And Teresa's like, why are we not drinking yet? And I'm like, because we have to somewhat keep it together for this podcast.
Yes.
But
it's good.
Our beers are open now. And
I'm really
cheers.
hooked.
Cheers to this. Cheers to this. Season.
Cheers and na zdraví, how we say in the Czech Republic.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what they say in Spain, but that's where we are.
We've been to
Salud?
Spain. They say salud, yeah.
Salud. So salud because we're in Menorca, Spain. And add it to the list. We need to go.
100%. And to be very honest, I've never heard of Menorca because you heard of Mallorca, right?
Mallorca, yeah.
Mallorca. Menorca is the little friend next to Mallorca. It's a little like hidden gem that not a lot of people know about.
I know about a menorah, which I fire up every December. But
Because of me.
thank you. Actually, because your aunt and uncle.
Yes, true.
But
Here goes the Jewish person.
but Menorca, that was new to me, but it looks absolutely stunning.
It looks beautiful. Like Spain's beautiful. We've been to Spain, to the mainland.
Well, what do you mean to the... Oh, because this is an island.
Yeah, this is an island.
We went to Barcelona.
Yes.
Just as beautiful.
Oh my
in its own
gosh.
way. On the water.
Yes.
So it had reminisced. I reminisced
Beautiful.
a
But
little bit.
yeah, Menorca definitely adding to the list.
Beautiful. So it's the return of Captain Glenn and First Mate Gary, which is combine them together, Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Glenn Ross?
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
Is this a guy who paints?
No, it's a movie about like a real estate salesman.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure it's also an
Bob
office.
Ross.
Bob
Sorry.
Ross.
That's what I was going for.
Great hair. But okay.
For sure.
They're back. It's Captain Glenn. There's First Mate Gary. Daisy,
Daisy's back too.
Chief
She's
Stew.
the chief stewardess.
Chief Stewardess, she's back. Oh, okay. So many things I'm saying. I reminded me to ask you something, and then I just keep blowing past them.
Okay.
So you teased that there was a reason why you wanted to cover the show, or why you felt a connection to the show.
That is very true. So, for you guys who don't know, who never listened to us before, I came to the United States about almost 12 years ago, right?
Wow,
I was
time
an au
flies.
pair. I know, time flies. I was an au pair, and to be honest, being an au pair is fun. You learn, you get to know people, but you can only do it for 1 to 2 years, right? So what's next? For so many au pairs out there, and I almost feel like there are 4 ways you can go after being an au pair. Way number 1, which is the way that you should go, you should return to your homeland, right? But a lot of girls don't want to do it because they already tasted the adventure and they don't want to go back, right?
Okay.
So, number 2, some people get married. They meet the guy, and during the time they were au pairs, they just marry the American and they stay and do whatevs.
Which we support if it's for love.
Yes, which we didn't do. Then there is number 3.
Well, we got married years after you were done.
Years
au
after,
pair.
but I'm
Yeah.
saying, what do you do after au pair? So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't do that.
Got it.
There is number 3, which is what I did.
You should write a book about this.
Right?
Yeah.
I applied for a student visa because I got into college, and I stayed here and I studied, then got a job, met John while I was in college actually.
Hello.
And here we are. Some girls do that, right? It's a
Okay.
little more difficult to do this because you have to study, you have to make sure you have income, you can pay for the schools, etc., etc. And there is number 4 that I almost did.
I'm so glad that I got it right, because I said Daisy, Chief Stew, Chief Stewardess, and then I was like, wait a minute, there was something Therese wanted to say, and I guessed that this was it.
Yes. So number 4 is that girls don't want to stop the adventures. So there are 2 things they do. They either apply for the Emirates Airlines, and I'm telling you guys, a lot of girls, of au pairs go there, including myself. I actually went through the whole process. I got accepted, and I literally had to tell them I don't want to go because I got my work visa and I met John. So it was like my plan B, and I forgot about it.
Well, don't lump me into that. That makes it seem like you didn't do that because we got married.
No.
You got your work visa, and so you were able to work
Yeah,
at
so
a
I was gonna
different
say,
company.
it was my plan B. I really wanted to get my work visa and work in my field, right? But I was thinking, if I don't get my work visa, what am I gonna do? I don't feel like having, this adventure to end. So I applied for the Emirates Airlines and I really got accepted. Then I got my work visa a few days later. So I told them, hey, can we put this on hold? I'm not ready yet. And they said, we'll call you in 6 months, which I forgot about, right?
Right.
So then during those 6 months, I really started loving what I do for a living, met some great people, and met John. And
Hello
then I
again.
got the call and they were like, so, hey, Teresa, we're expecting you in Dubai in 2 weeks. And I was like, well, I'm so sorry. I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other thing people do, they go and they work on boats.
Oh.
A lot of girls either did the stewardess on a plane or the stewardess on a boat.
Oh.
Because it's the adventure. You still work. You still
Yeah.
get to travel. You still get to explore. And I know a lot of girls who did Emirates. And I also know a lot of girls who ended up working on boats. Big
Like
boats,
cruise
small
ships.
boats, cruise ships,
Yeah.
smaller boats.
Interesting.
And they're all over the place.
Not good for someone like you who gets seasick easily.
Well, I do get, that's why I went for a plane.
Yeah, the air venture,
Yeah.
not the
But
sea
I
venture.
definitely can understand the need for adventure, the need for something else, right?
Got it.
So that's kind of my connection, which is literally none. But I understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't like you were about to get on a yacht or a private plane, but you almost got onto a commercial aircraft and served others in the sky.
Well, you can actually work your way up and work for private.
Sure.
Yeah,
But I have
so-
to imagine, and I don't know, I think we probably have some flight attendants listening, but I imagine there's a similar camaraderie and you guys are doing layovers and staying in hotels together. And
sure.
so there's probably something similar. You never did it, but you almost did.
I almost did it. And I always think about it in a way that I obviously wouldn't do it now. We're married. But if anything ever happened, I could do American stewardess on a plane,
Sure.
right?
Sure, why not?
I would be living in my hometown, but
What do you mean? Here.
yeah.
Oh, got it.
Like I would
Okay.
not move to Dubai
No.
unless you want to move to Dubai.
We'll talk about that later. All right.
But yeah.
Let's keep this ship moving because we got some other people to introduce. We got new to the boat, Marcos, who is the head chef.
And I have to say, I was drooling that whole
Mm-hmm.
freaking time.
Now we know we need to put bibs on when we watch this show because
He is an artist.
yes,
He is an artist and I love it. And I love to cook. I like to think of myself as a chef.
Mm-hmm.
But watching Marcos, I almost feel like I don't even know how to wash dishes compared to him.
he puts those sandwich artists at Subway to shame because this guy is an actual culinary artist.
Oh my gosh, everything looked amazing. I love beautiful displays.
I don't eat a ton of seafood, but if he put one of those plates in front of me, I would have gobbled it up. That's how
For
good
sure.
it looked.
You do eat seafood when you travel
do.
for work. You
I do.
always tell me you eat something crazy.
Because someone will get octopus for the table and I'll try it and I don't have to invest in an entire plate, but I'll nibble. But yeah, whatever Marcos puts in front of me, I would eat.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So then there is Kelsey, also a new face, who is a deckhand. Gabriella, a new face. She's a stew.
Second stewardess.
Who, Gabrielle? Well,
Yeah.
we'll get to when they get assigned their levels. Okay,
Oh.
because they're just
Oh,
coming in.
okay,
They're coming in
okay.
as stews and they're vying for positions here.
I didn't
Okay.
know that.
Oh, it's a fight to the
Really?
top. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Come
I
on.
thought you got a job. You applied for
You
a
got
job.
a job
you got
as a stew. No, you got a job as a stew, and then they kind of assess you and say, second stew. It's kind of like when you're judging dogs at Westminster, and the judge just kind of walks back and forth and goes, first, second, third. That's like basically how you do it with stews. And stew is a great name for a dog, actually.
That is very true. Guys, we do love watching dog shows.
Well,
But
we're
fun fact-
digressing way too much.
No. Well, you started it. Fun fact, we do not have a dog.
No.
I think that's the funniest part
Okay.
about it.
Okay. You always want what you can't have or something like that. Anyways, Gabriella, yes, she is another new face. She is the stew. Self-described, funny, loyal, passionate ball buster. So she looks like she's going to be fun to watch. Then we get Ashley, also a stew. And so these are the two that are going head to head for the stew positions.
Okay.
Right? And then Tom, the deckhand, who this guy is party central.
First sailing job.
First sailing job, but not first boating job.
Okay.
Right? So he's worked on boats before, I believe, but not one with a sail. Probably just one with strictly a motor. So this is his first time dealing with the sails. So, and then last but not least, the return of Colin, the chief engineer. And what I thought I wanted to do for us, so we can get familiar with these characters, for you guys, if you don't watch the show, because I know some of you guys just listen to the podcast and don't watch the show, but I thought I'd quickly say the name of the crew member, say their position and what that position actually does,
Okay.
so that we can kind of level set and all be on the same page here as to what each person is doing. So does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Glenn. And let me tell you where they're from, too. Glenn from Canada, from Montreal, Canada. Okay, he's
Captain Glenn.
He's the captain. Captain Glenn, obviously, we all know what the captain does. He's kind of overseeing everything, making sure the boat gets safely from point A to point B. He's basically the parent. He's dad.
Yes.
He's Father Glenn. Okay. Then there's Colin from New Zealand. chief engineer, as I just said. And so he manages the engine room and all aspects of the engine and the operations and the safety and the repairs and the maintenance. So he's down there in the engine room, if you want to do a Titanic
I was
reference.
literally going to say that.
Okay. Gary from South Africa. We all know Gary, right? First officer.
First mate.
First mate, first officer. Yeah. He oversees the deck operations and maintenance. So he's up there. And he's overseeing everything that's happening on the deck. Marcos, Venezuela, he is a chef. Okay, we know what chefs do, and we saw his work.
Oh my gosh.
We sure did. Daisy, she's from Ireland. She's the chief stew. So she's responsible for the guests, making sure they're having a great time. Everything on board that they're doing, she's a part of. She's got to anticipate what they might want. She's got to deliver on what they want. It's all about guest service for her, and she's the top of that level. Then there is Gabriella from San Diego. Second stew. She's the one that gets chosen to be second stew, which means she's supporting Daisy.
So she has more experience.
Well, they both have 1 year.
Do they?
They both have about 1 year.
But I feel like Gabrielle is older, so she maybe has more experience in hospitality. She
Okay.
has more bartending experience.
Right, and that's her role is she's got to interact with the guest, provide service, so that's food service, bartending, housekeeping. It's also what Ashley's going to do, but on a little bit of a lower level, not as much face-to-face time, I don't think. Kelsey and Tom, they're deckhands. So basically they're grunts, right? They're going to load and unload cargo, luggage, relay important information back and forth, maintain the ship. So that's it in a nutshell. I think.
Nice.
Got it?
Nice job.
Okay. So
I was just going to say, because I thought of it, before we jump in, John and I sailed for about 50 seconds.
yeah. Hey, that's the wind's fault. That's not our fault.
That's very true.
But
We tried.
It's a good point. We have been on a sailboat, just the
Yeah.
two of us, manning that sail.
A tiny sailboat.
A tiny little sail.
sailboat. But yeah, there was no wind.
I was the captain.
Yeah, for about 50 seconds.
I was the captain.
I was the charter.
You were the primary.
Yeah, I was the primary.
The primary pain in my ass. Being like, why aren't we moving? Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, so we got some experience,
Yeah,
guys.
a little bit. A
It
little
was
bit.
about a 12-footer. Not bragging. It was about
It took
12.
us 3 days to get there because the first day there was a gator.
And
The second day it was
yeah.
too windy. And the third day was no wind, but we did it.
But we finally did it. Okay. So Captain Glenn calls for an all-crew meeting. He wants everyone to get together to kick off the season. And this is where we first see Tom smitten with Ashley. And Ashley's quite attracted to Tom, too.
He's her type, but
But there's someone else that's more her type. This is the first show, guys. I said this is the first Bravo show we're covering. This is the first show where everyone could be a model on this program. Teresa's giving me a look like she disagrees. This is a good-looking bunch.
I mean, yes.
This is a very good-looking bunch. No
I don't
other
think I would go as far as models, maybe some of them.
Yeah. No other show we watch is every cast member like pretty stunning looking.
True.
I mean, MAFS has their stunners, but I don't want to bash anyone's looks, but let's just like Mark the Shark's not a stunner. Chris wasn't a stunner. Like, 90 Day, obviously not everyone. Gino's not a model. But so like this is the first show where you just look at everyone and you go, yeah. Like even Glenn.
Okay, I see
even
that.
Glenn's a handsome older man.
Yeah, Glenn is a handsome captain.
But what also I like is they didn't just cast good looking people. They actually have to know what they're doing.
True.
It's not like, okay, we're just casting for a reality television show. It's like, no, you need to know how to sail. You need to know how to cook. You need to know how to be an engineer.
True.
So it's cool. I like it. Okay. So Glenn goes over a few ground rules, he says, but it's really just one rule, which is no drinking when guests are on board.
That's a tough rule.
It's probably the toughest rule. It's the one and only rule, but I feel like it's a rule that's going to be broken time and time again.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
And let's avoid communication issues because apparently that's been a problem before.
Which isn't a rule. It's just a piece of advice
Yeah.
before we set sail. It's just, let's communicate. Let's talk. Because, we didn't watch last season,
No.
but apparently there were some communication breakdowns that,
Yeah, we saw some throwbacks.
look juicy. Sorry we missed it. I wish we started watching this
I know.
I'm
I
really
think
good.
this is just season 3.
Well, there's below decks without the sailing yacht part.
Oh, gotcha.
And there's below deck Mediterranean and below. There's different.
Oh.
It'd be like saying, oh, there's only 5 seasons of Before the 90 Day, but there's 10 seasons of 90 Day. There's 4 of the other way.
Gotcha.
There's, So, okay. So Glenn's like, there's a lot to do. You guys got a lot to do to take care of this boat before the guests arrive. But if you can get everything done, he's like waving, basically instead of a carrot in front of their faces, he's waving a bottle of vodka in front of their faces. He's like, if you can get everything done, you can drink this bottle of vodka. And so they do. They get to work. They're prepping the boat, getting ready for the first charter. And the first interaction we really see between crew members, Daisy and Marcos, they sit down.
Yes.
Daisy wants to kind of let Marco know what she expects of him. And Marco's not scared. Apparently, he's cooked for quite the roster.
Yeah, he cooked for Shakira, J-Lo, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the list keeps going because he's
just-
amazing.
He's cooked for the top 40. He's for the
It looks like-
for
I
the
mean-
entire top 40 list.
This list started and ended with just some fabulous peeps.
Yeah, I want that mixtape. Whatever, whoever he cooked for, I want that mixtape. But I looked it up because he said he worked in a food truck. He worked on boats before, but now he works in a food truck. True. He also co-owns a restaurant in L.A.
He
called
does?
Marlo or Marlu.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe that's what he's saying is maybe,
He co-owns it?
yeah. So maybe
Nice.
Beyonce came to that restaurant.
yeah.
Unless he was a private chef for celebrities.
yeah.
and Maybe that's it. But
I mean, from
knows?
what we saw, he could be a private chef for anyone.
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then Ashley and Gabriella, they're cleaning. They're talking. This is where we find out they've both been working on yachts for about a year. So they're neck and neck. They have the same experience, and they are both vying for that second stew position.
And then someone said, I'm out of shape, story of my life.
Yeah.
And I felt like, that's the story of my life.
That's
But
not the
I
one
didn't
thing we
know
have
if
in
it was
common.
out of shape like body or if it was out of shape like not being on a yacht for a while. Like out of what shape?
No one on this show looked like they were out of shape.
That's very true.
I think maybe out of yacht shape.
I'm out of a different shape.
But this is where we learn they're both single. And
Ready to mingle.
that's where I say you're an idiot to put yourself into this position if you're not single. If you're in a relationship and you're going to get on this sexy ass
No,
yacht.
you cannot.
You cannot be in a
You
relationship.
cannot.
I'm looking at you, Colin, because he's in a relationship.
Yeah, well, not for so.
There's
too
no
long.
way that can last.
Like, I think you can be in a silly relationship. Like, yeah, like, we started dating a month ago. It's probably going nowhere, but we're in a relationship, possibly. You cannot be in a serious, like, I'm getting married relationship or I am a married relationship.
Absolutely
It's a
not.
sex yacht.
That's what I'm saying. It's a sex boat. It's an absolute sex boat. So, okay, this is my favorite. At least this episode, this was my favorite segment.
The preference sheet.
Preference sheet. I'm like, I need to make these for my life and just every morning slide it to you. Just be like, this is what I'm feeling like today. This is what I want for
We
dinner.
could do that.
Right? A preference sheet. I mean, this is luxury at its finest. So if you aren't familiar, the preference sheet is where everyone gets together and they go through this one-sheeter.
Not everyone. Only the heads of
That's
the
true.
department. So Captain Glenn, Marcos, Daisy, and Gary.
Yes, that's a good point. They get together to talk about who the guests are, who the primary is, what they expect, what they want. And it just seems like you could be a kid at a candy store when you're making this preference sheet. And you could just ask them for anything, ask them to do anything, ask them to go anywhere. And I think it seems like it's pretty much all included. I mean, I'm sure there's limits.
Oh, yeah.
If you're like, oh, I want a concert with Jay-Z,
Yeah.
you'd have to pay for them. But everything else seems like it's on the table. So we learned the primary guest. He's a talented real estate investor at the top of his game who's gathered a group of his friends, hardworking business owners to celebrate Black entrepreneurship.
Woohoo!
Entrepreneurship.
I'm glad you said
You
it.
get it?
because
You
I
get
do
it?
get it, but also I'm glad you said it.
Entrepreneurship.
Yes.
It's a good name for a boat.
It's too tough.
Entrepreneurship would be a fantastic name for a boat.
I can't even pronounce it.
You try.
No.
You try.
Entrepreneurship.
Nailed it. What was wrong with that?
Everything.
It's very, I mean, you threw in a couple extra consonants.
I have a feeling that some of our new friends are probably tuning this podcast off because I can't even pronounce that.
9 out of the 11 people, or however many people are on this show, have accents.
It's true.
So come on, I'm the odd man out over here.
Well, they all have like English accents, Canadian accents, South African
That's kinda
accents,
true.
Irish accents.
No European accents, really, right?
True. Well,
No,
you can say Irish and British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So the group is also looking forward to beautiful scenery, flowing cocktails. Yeah, who isn't? And delicious food. And then on day 2, they want a beach picnic. And at night, a hip hop, we don't stop pajama party.
Love it.
And they're hoping the crew will dress up with them.
I want to do it. I want to go to that party.
That's what I'm saying. Can I get a preference sheet?
It's like the Super Bowl halftime show in your pajamas.
Ooh, hip hop, we don't stop. And did they write that? Because that's cool too. That's like, we're going to make this thing rhyme. Hip hop, we don't stop. Yeah. So that's what they want. Sounds like a good time to me. So Daisy summons Ashley and Gabriella for a little talk. And this is where they discuss who's getting second stew, who's getting third stew.
And Ashley's bummed.
She looked
She got
pissed.
the third one.
She looked pissed. Yeah, apparently because Gabriella's got more bartending experience, she's going to be the second stew.
Do you think she makes more money then?
You got to imagine
Yeah.
a second stew would make more than a third stew.
True.
Here's my question. From what I'm gathering, you go out on one of these charters. It's a few days. You come back, you pick up another primary and their guests, and you go out for another charter. Is Gabriella always going to be second stew now? Or on the next charter, maybe Ashley's talents make her better for second stew?
I don't know.
Because it kind of seemed like the way Ashley reacted was kind of like, man, for the entire season, I'm third stew.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense. You cannot promote and demote.
I guess. Yeah. Because no
It
other.
could be equal stews.
Yeah, why not be equal stews?
Yeah, but I don't think you can be like, on the next trip, you're a second and you're a third. I would be pissed.
I guess. But it's more fair that way. But I hear you.
Yeah.
Better luck next season, Ashley. So, okay. Everything is set. Everything is cleaned. Everything is ready to roll. It's time for a drink.
18 hours until charter.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Charter?
Charter.
When you like take off?
Well, that's when you charter a boat. That's what it is. The charter guests are
Yeah.
coming. They're buying. They're paying. They're renting.
I need to work on the pronunciation of this word.
Uh-oh. Charter?
Charter.
That's,
Charter.
you got it.
Thank you. I don't use this word like ever.
Yeah. So Gary, very turned off by these plastic cups because he's a man of luxury like myself. He's like, plastic cups? Why are we drinking out of plastic cups?
Oh, Gary.
Did you miss that part?
I did.
Yeah, well, he walked up to the bar. They were pouring drinks. They gave him a plastic cup. He's like, what the heck is this? I feel like that's safer, but I guess on a yacht, you got to go
Yeah, I mean,
crystal.
it's a luxurious, yeah.
You gotta go
but at the same
crystal.
time, you're the crew. Who's going to wash the dishes, Gary?
You are. Yeah. So, okay. Gary, Daisy, and Colin, they're breaking off. They're talking about what's going on. They're talking
The
about
OG crew.
And this is where I'm getting camp vibes because these seem like the veteran camp counselors.
Okay. I mean, I grew up in the Czech Republic.
You didn't have camps?
I used to go to different camps every year. I didn't go to the same camp. That's boring.
Okay, but people go to camps, they rise through the ranks, they become the veteran camp counselors, and they like have these cliques, and there's always like the cute camp counselor. Like Daisy's kind of the cute camp counselor. The students are looking at her because she's not like hot, but she's like cute enough, and you're kind of like, oh my God, Daisy.
Yeah, I see that. We did have but older kids. I was too young to even think of the guys being hot.
Good. That's what I like to hear. So Tom crashes their party. And this is where he finds out that rumor has it Ashley thinks Tom is hot.
Ooh.
And Gary's the one who tells him this, where it's almost like, is Gary telling him this to see how he reacts, to see if he's got the okay to take Ashley up on her
Well, Gary also
advancements?
said that he learned from his past mistakes on the previous trip or previous season when he was like in between all these girls, some drama. We just saw the throwback, so I don't know any details. But long story short, he said, I learned from my mistakes. I'm not going to jump onto the first girl who's interested in me. So,
Which is good.
yeah.
But there's not that many other options, right?
True.
It's like 3 other girls.
But you got to test them out, all of them.
You got to test the waters.
Exactly.
There you
I mean,
go.
you got to test the car before you buy it.
Okay. All right.
Am I right? I'm not going to settle on the first car.
I know, but how do you test it in this situation? How do you test it without buying it?
You bang it.
Right, but that, I mean,
That's
come
not a
on.
buy. Buy is like, do you want to be my girlfriend?
Oh, I know, but it's going to be awfully awkward if you bang in that tiny cabin and then you're stuck on that boat for the entire
Just
season.
bang on the deck. Gee.
You know what I mean? If you bang on this boat and then you're trapped on this boat with them,
okay.
you kind of bought it.
I think that's the life. That's the lifestyle. You have to go into this with that mindset. Like, okay, I might bang all these guys and they might bang all the other girls and we'll see.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a swinger,
Not my kind of a party, I'll be honest.
not a swinger party type
No,
person.
I love the, 2 people being married like us, just
two
doing
people,
their own
one,
thing.
2 people, 1 bed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
2 people, that's it. But hey, like they must have, like some of them were part of the previous seasons.
Oh, they
If
know.
they weren't, they worked on boats or they watched the show. They know
Come on.
what they signed up for.
That's why they signed up.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And Glenn and his girlfriend, please.
Colin.
Oh, Colin.
Captain Glenn. Yeah, no, Colin, that's start the clock on Colin's relationship.
Oh, yeah.
because
TikTok,
it's
Colin.
gonna fizzle
TikTok.
out fast. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick break because when we get back, it's gonna get messy.
It's going to get hot.
And we're back in bed with Captain Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
He looks so cute, tucked in
Yeah,
his
reading
PJs.
something on his iPad.
Well, what is Glenn reading? Captain Glenn, what are you reading?
I don't know, but I'm surprised. Not surprised, but I can't imagine sleeping on a boat.
Oh, why? Some people find it peaceful. The
I
motion
feel like I
of the
would
ocean.
get so motion sickness.
You could, but
Oh, I would.
if you're a captain of a boat, I
That's
think
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
handle
Like,
it.
yeah. Oof. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it now. Yeah.
We gotta
I
get
don't
you on a
think-
bigger boat to
Yeah.
see to test your limits.
Yeah, I don't think I would do it. But we have a plans for some boating adventures in the future. So
Yeah, check back with us. We'll let you-
I saw these crazy goggles with like water in them that you get like the little, what do you call it? When you have like glasses?
lenses.
The lenses are on the side too, and they're filled with water or
Why?
something to kind of like mild your motion sickness.
What, you wear that on a boat?
Yeah.
That sounds way more nauseating. How
I
would
don't
that
know.
help at all? Seeing things
I don't know.
go up and down. I'm getting sick thinking about it right now.
I don't know, but that might be my look if we ever boat.
Oh, okay. I'll be wearing beer goggles. You can wear whatever those are. So, yeah, Captain Glenn's doing a little light reading on his iPad. In the next room, Gary and Tom are talking very openly about who Ashley is going to bang. Mm-hmm. She's there too. And this is what you signed up for.
Very open, and I like it. Ashley's like, hey, Tom, you're totally my type. I would always go for a guy like you, but how old are you? 23? Oh, that's too young. I usually go for 28 to 34. Gary?
Yeah.
Gary's 33 and a half.
Oh, I'm in that age group.
So here's the answer.
I guess.
But very open, very straightforward. I like it.
Sure. I mean, when you're on a tight, confined boat like
Yeah.
that, you got to be honest or you're going to
For
find
sure.
yourself some sticky situations. But Tom is being very diplomatic about the whole thing. He's like, you know what? I need to get along with Gary. So if he's into Ashley, I'm not going to get involved. Which
Smart.
Very smart for this young, horny man.
Yeah, plus he's a newbie too. Like, you don't want to step on your boss, basically.
We've watched enough reality television to know this is episode 1 where
that's very
Where
true.
Tom is saying this.
That's very true.
Give it to around episode 5 when he's like, fuck Gary, I'm fucking Ashley. So Tom is like, you two lovebirds, you do your thing. I'm going back on the deck to have fun with everyone. And okay, they start getting very flirty. This is where we learned there was some conflict because of Gary last season.
Mm-hmm.
But he says he's turned a new leaf. He's not just going to go for the first girl that gives him attention. So, okay, we'll see. I don't buy it, but here we go. Cut to the deck. Tom,
Out of control.
out of control, wasted away in Margaritaville, rolling around on the ground, chugging beers on the ground.
Did someone say tequila and Coca-Cola?
Yeah,
Who said it?
what was it?
Ew.
Yeah, they're like, that's offensive to
That
the tequila.
is offensive to the tequila. As a tequila drinker, which is my primary hard alcohol, ew.
Yeah. It depends what tequila, I would say. There are some tequilas that you'd be doing a favor by mixing in some Coke.
Give me some Jack and Coke, am I right?
I know, I've never had tequila and Coke.
And you don't want to drink
I
that.
don't think I do.
I'll tell you one thing. If you get so drunk that you get to the point that you just want the alcohol and there is the only chaser or something to mix with is Coca-Cola, you'll probably do it, right?
Yeah.
I drank Coca-Cola with a lot of types of alcohol I shouldn't have. But now when I'm older and wiser and actually do enjoy well-crafted tequila, I would never mix it with Coca-Cola.
I wonder whose stash they're dipping into. Does the crew have a stash?
I'm sure they do.
Right? Because you'd think they've got better mixers than Coca-Cola.
I'm sure they have their own. Like, they brought something.
Yeah, I mean, when you're as drunk as Tom, I don't think you're really that discerning. You don't care about what your tequila is mixed in as long as it's going into your belly.
I think that they're drinking Don Julio, aren't they?
That's pretty decent tequila.
Or Patron, based on the bottles.
Yeah, I loved how they kept cutting back to Captain Glenn all tucked in, just reading his bedtime story.
I feel bad that Captain Glenn, as the boss, has to share his cabin with this rookie.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. That's just got to be for TV purposes because there's no way that Captain Glenn would choose this newbie, this reckless partier who wants to put his penis in everything, who wants to drink everything. There's no way Captain Glenn would be like, yeah, we're roomies, we're bunking. They must have just put that together for TV purposes.
I think someone had to be there with Captain Glenn.
Which is also a whole other question. Like,
Right?
can't Captain Glenn get his own room?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Captain Glenn, next season, I'm going to start a petition for you. You deserve your own room.
I feel bad for Captain Glenn, but they have those tiny rooms because of the guests get the bigger and nicer rooms. So
Sure, but throw Tom and Colin and Gary all in a room real tight together.
even Jack had more space on Titanic, and he was in the low class.
There you go. So, okay, meanwhile, Gary and Ashley are having a very drunk conversation about being into each other and the sexual tension.
Well, it's mostly Ashley being into Gary and being really aggressive.
It was okay. This is one of those situations where you go, imagine the roles were reversed. Imagine the guy was saying to the girl, give me a kiss. It's just a kiss. It's just a kiss.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too. Mm-hmm. But
100%.
Ashley, we're all watching on TV going, yeah, classic Ashley.
I mean, she kept asking him like, "Oh, let's kiss. Like, let's kiss a little bit." And Gary was like, "No, we shouldn't." And then they kissed, but you could see her just like holding him and trying to kiss him. And eventually, he breaks free. He's like, "No, like let's not do this."
And he goes, "I told you no," which is very
"Ooh,
very concerning.
ooh."
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It just was one of those things where you go, if the roles are reversed, this show might be canceled.
Oh, for sure.
So, okay, Tom finally makes one good decision. He decides to call it a night, and he stumbles into his cabin. Glenn's still reading. This is a real page turner. Whatever Glenn is reading is a real page turner.
I would love to know. I want to, like, he seemed to be hooked.
Hooked. No pun intended on, a little fishing. Maybe. So,
Like I said hook, like Captain Hook.
like Captain Hook, like Captain Glenn. I like it. You're killing it with the puns.
Look at me.
Someone's rubbing off on you. So Tom makes his way somehow into his bunk, and I don't know how many minutes go by. We didn't have the little counter down in the corner this time, but it seems like 30 seconds. And Tom's like, Captain, I don't feel so well.
I'm wondering, like, it's obviously the alcohol, but I guess being on a boat is not helping either.
It's not moving yet. I mean, it's still floating, so
Yeah.
there's a little motion, but this guy's worked on boats before. I don't know that it's going to bother him that much. I think it was him laying on the ground, shotgunning beers.
That's
for
probably true.
For the last 3 hours, drinking tequila and Coke. And so he's like, I don't feel so well, Captain. And Captain's like, I'm almost at the end of this chapter. Can you, like, hold on, please? And so Tom starts to get up, and did you see they blurred out his crotch?
Yeah, I think he was naked.
Is he sleeping hog out with poor Captain Glenn right there?
I think I saw a penis later on in the video.
Whoa.
He was like farther away after he puked. But yeah, they were blurring it. So I think he was naked.
Unless he was poking out of his boxers. But if he's poking out his boxers, that means I think he's erect, which is concerning in its own right.
Either or.
They're blurring it. And it's like, it's dark. It's almost night vision they're shooting with. And so like it must have been very graphic, whatever they were blurring. So Tom gets down from his bunk, goes into the bathroom, and just lets it rip. Absolutely fills that toilet.
It's like a throwback to all the drunken nights.
Just
we've
that
had.
sound. Yeah, that sound
Yeah.
is, oh.
Actually, in your 30s, can happen after 2 glasses of wine.
And you could tell he hadn't eaten much that day. It was very watery. There was not much substance in there.
I love how you really went deep on the sound of his puke.
I mean, it was very watery. It was.
Ew,
yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, Glenn doesn't even stop reading this book. He's just like, you all right? Like, poor Glenn.
It must have smelled.
Yeah, the whole thing
Ew.
is terrible. Poor Glenn. So Tom's like, I'm just going to sleep on the floor.
And that's where I saw his penis.
You did?
He
Why
was
are you
like
looking?
standing there
Why are you looking?
because they're showing it.
Mm-hmm.
He grabbed his blanket and then he was just like, I'm just going to sleep down here. I need to be laying down low. And that's where I saw the pee, I think.
You knew the room was spinning for him.
Oh, yeah.
We've all been there.
Oh, we've all been there. Not that long ago.
So Tom kind of ruined the party for everyone because after this happens, Glenn gets out of bed, goes to the deck, and shuts the party down.
And this is a question for you because I'm not American. Actually, never mind. I'll take it back. Daisy's Irish. She's drinking tequila from the bottle with a plugged nose. What's that?
She's plugging her nose, drinking tequila?
Yeah. She plugged her nose like this.
Ah.
Right? I'm demonstrating. She plugged her nose and she took a sip of the tequila from the bottle. What's going on?
She doesn't like the taste, I guess, but
Well,
mix it with some Coke, Daisy.
Wait a minute. If you plug your nose, you don't taste it?
No, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh my God, guys, mark the time when Teresa just learned that if you plug your nose, you don't taste it.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You have taste buds in your
let's
mouth.
do it. Let's do an experiment right now. Put your mic down.
Okay.
Plug your nose. Okay, here we go. So Teresa's putting her mic down. She's plugging her nose. Hold on, don't laugh. She's gonna sip her Busch Light. And don't unplug your nose until you've swallowed. Let's see what she has to report back to us. She swallowed it.
Oh my fucking God.
You don't. She doesn't taste it.
I didn't taste it.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I wish I knew this in elementary school when my mom forced me to eat all like the school meal.
There you
that
go.
I didn't like.
Yeah. I can't
What?
believe. Yeah.
I'm going to do it again.
Guys, this is an educational podcast, so think about that for a second. Here she goes again. She's gonna be wasted in a second. She's doing it again.
What?
First of all, it's a Busch
What?
Light. It doesn't have much taste to begin
Well, it
with.
does. I love Busch Lights.
So yeah, there you go. Learn something new every day.
I'm gonna try with hard alcohol after the podcast.
Oh boy. Tune in for the
we
next
are done to
episode.
party. I might end up like Tom tomorrow morning.
I loved Kelsey though, who was like, when Glenn's saying, all right, guys, like shut it down. It's time to go to bed. She's like, well, can we at least finish our beer? It's like she's so committed to the party. I respect
I
that.
thought Daisy said it.
I thought it was Daisy too, but then I looked back and I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah?
I think so, but who knows? I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, everyone goes to bed and not for long because they wake up at 7:30 in the morning.
Well, Tom woke up in the kitchen. Wasn't it like where the stuff eats?
He woke up in some booth.
He ended up sleeping there because probably the floor gets too uncomfortable.
Yeah. He's like, shit, I don't know what happened.
But the rumors start spreading, and rumor has it Tom threw up on Glenn. And you could see, yes, you didn't. Everyone started talking about like Tom got so sick, and I kissed Gary. Oh,
that's not a
Tom,
rumor.
Tom threw up. Tom threw up on Glenn.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, but no, all cleared up. Tom woke up. He was fine. He feels embarrassed, and
I'm sure he feels a lot more than
Yeah.
embarrassed. I'm sure he feels hungover
he
as
walks
shit.
to the Do you call it the cockpit?
I think the bridge.
The bridge?
I think you call it
He
the
walks
bridge.
to the bridge and he said, I didn't throw up on Captain Glenn. Right? Glenn? He's like, no, he didn't. But strike one. Strike one for Tom.
I think it's strike one and strike two, to be honest.
I think 3 strikes.
And you're out. That's in America.
Okay. In Europe,
Well,
probably
you,
2.
You tell me.
I don't know.
They don't have baseball in Europe.
No, we don't play that stupid game. I'm
How
sorry,
dare
guys.
How dare you?
I'm a hard die.
Die
Do
hard?
you say it? Die hard?
I don't know what you're about to say.
A hockey fan.
Oh, yeah. You're
I'm a die-hard hockey fan. I'm a hard-died hockey fan.
hard-boiled egg is what you are. Okay.
What?
I don't know.
What does it even mean?
What does hard-died hockey fan mean?
I don't know.
Exactly. So everyone snaps into action. They're cooking, they're cleaning, they're getting ready for the guests to come. And everyone suits up in their charter uniforms because the guests are arriving. And this is luxury.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
The guests arrive, champagne awaits them, a warm hand towel awaits them. There's a basket to put your shoes in. Like, I don't know how much this costs, but it's
A lot.
It's worth every penny.
I want to find friends who can take us on such trip.
Okay. Well, we need to start with finding just friends first. First of all, because we have none. But after that, sure. Let's
Right?
find one that has a yacht.
Right?
Or the finances to get a yacht.
That would be amazing.
I would like that, a yacht.
That would be amazing.
Let's do it. I mean, this looks like what a time. What a good time. So, okay, Daisy's giving the guests a tour of the boat. The guys are lugging in the luggage. One of the guests, I don't know if you saw this, she was wearing like the Pink Floyd t-shirt, but it wasn't the concert t-shirt. It was one of those like fashion Pink Floyd t-shirts.
Maybe I did.
And it reminded me of the best meme that I just saw.
I think I
Did you
know.
see it?
Yeah, I did.
It said Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix didn't die to
yeah.
become a crop top at Urban Outfitters. Yeah.
I saw that.
I'm like, come on, this lady does not like Pink Floyd. Nobody
No.
who wears those shirts actually listens to the band.
Some people do.
2%.
I love Green Day. I listen to Green Day. I have a Green Day shirt.
Yeah, but you have a concert t-shirt.
Yeah, but I
You
also
don't-
listen to the band.
No, I know, but I'm saying you don't have the Urban Outfitters version.
No, but I saw a cool one.
No, you did. I'm just saying you're part of the 2%, right? She's also this Pink Floyd girl. She's also the first one and maybe the only one.
fall?
No, to do the I'm king of the world. It was
Classic.
the
You
same
gotta
one.
do it.
So
You gotta do it.
minus 2 points for her.
I feel like the only boat I've been on recently was a pontoon.
On
We
a
rented with our friends.
pontoon.
We should have done it on the pontoon.
I'm king of the world? No, because we have class, Teresa. Okay?
Yeah, we have a class and we rented a pontoon.
Yeah. It's classy as
It was
shit.
amazing.
It's classy as shit.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay. So the food comes out first, and Everyone is fired up about it. Daisy loves it. She's like, this is the standard I am used to.
I'm fired up.
Ribeye crostinis, caramelized scallops.
I'm like licking our TV screen.
We cannot watch this show if we haven't eaten. I think that's
my gosh.
That's a new rule because I couldn't focus once this food came out.
It looked so good.
Oh, yeah, so good.
I love food.
All right, Marcos, I see you. So the boat pushes off. The crew's working to get the sails up. Boat starts cruising, and within a second, man down, woman down. I don't know who went down. Someone went down.
Someone went down.
One of the guests just hits the deck hard, but laughs it off, which is all good.
Do you think she just slipped?
I think it was a slip, but also the boat was tilting a little bit in the wind. So, yeah, I mean, it gets tricky on the decks of those boats for sure.
Yeah, I believe that.
I mean, she went down hard. Also, they were very intoxicated.
Not yet.
They were very
They were getting there.
Yeah. So they drop anchor and prepare for dinner. And, Glenn. I love Glenn. He's like eating a piece of matzah, right? I see you, Glenn.
A huge sheet of matzah bread.
He wasn't even breaking it. I think he was just like chowing down on that sheet of matzah.
I love it. That's how I'm going to eat matzah moving forward.
Yeah, Glenn, a little tip for you. A little pasta sauce, a little cheese. You make matzah pizza. Delicious.
Very true.
So, okay. Kelsey was dining on her hair, which confused me, disgusted me, intrigued me, all at the same time.
Well, Kelsey introduced herself as the tomboy. Like, yeah, like I run with the guys. Like I can drink, I can do anything. And so she flosses with her hair.
Have you ever done that?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
I'm like a mix of, I can be a tomboy if I wanted to. I can be, what's the opposite?
I don't know, a lady?
I can be a lady if I want to. Like, I'm like right in between for my normal self.
Just think about that for a second, because not only is it gross that you're putting your
It's so gross.
dirty, greasy hair into your teeth, but whatever you're picking out
Exactly.
is now on your hair.
Exactly.
And like you're on a luxury yacht
Exactly.
with people paying probably tens of thousands of dollars a day. And that's disgusting. I mean, that's the equivalent of picking your nose and eating it almost.
Like imagine like you ate fish and now you're flossing with your hair, so your hair smells like fish. Ew. Ew.
Okay, speaking of fish, dinner is served.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just review the courses. First course, oysters with a ginger mignonette. Give it to me. Okay. Second course, burrata salad.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Third course, beef tenderloin with a red wine reduction. Marcos, okay, all right.
He comes up there and he introduces his meal.
Because he's
love it.
he's getting rave reviews. He's like, I'm gonna show my face a little bit. I'm gonna get a little credit in my face right here.
Yes, do it.
It's not enough for them though, because one of the guests is like, I'm gonna need some more food, like whatever
She's like more au revoir.
more whatever. I mean, give me one of Glenn's crackers if you have to, but I am hungry, so whatever you have. So Marco's not just like, all right, I'll chop up some veggies and hummus. He whips up shrimp with whiskey butter.
Oh my gosh.
Like
stop
when
it.
Teresa and I get hungry in the middle of the night and we're watching a movie or another reality television show, more likely, we're like, we're really hungry. What should we eat? And it's like, we'll get a tortilla wrap and like dip it in salad dressing.
No, we don't even. We get a popcorn that we got as a gift for our
3 years
wedding
ago.
from your friend 3 years ago, and we still have it. So just picture, guys, how big the bag of popcorn is.
It was like 96 bags.
Oh my gosh.
I think. Yeah. So then the dinner is finished and another guest hits the floor. And this was the booze. Forget whatever the first
for sure.
Whatever the first fall was, this was the booze. And then they're like, okay, it's bedtime. So they head to bed. It's Tom's time to shine. Night shift Tom comes out. Meanwhile, Gabriella. Oh, sweet Gabriella.
I felt bad for her.
She handled herself like an absolute professional.
For sure.
Because she's getting hit on by the primary. A guest who, correct me if I'm wrong, is into men, he says, and has a little.
Did he say it?
Yeah. He's like,
I missed it.
oh yeah, he's like, I'm into men. And then she's like, yeah, like I'm into men and women. And then he's like, yeah, I'm into men, but like, you're beautiful. And he goes,
I missed it.
oh, yeah. Well,
'Cause, like,
guys, call
he
in.
was being way too aggressive.
Yeah.
If he was into men.
He was being way too aggressive no matter who he was into.
Well, yeah.
Call in if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure he was like, I'm into men and I have a little penis. Did you hear that part?
No.
Oh, you missed the whole, this is the greatest
Well,
segment
I mean,
of the...
I was watching it with you.
No, oh my gosh. I mean, this was wild. I mean, I don't understand how, maybe you're rich, so anything you say is good game, but how is hitting on a woman saying, I don't like women, but you're sexy and I have a little penis, like, how is that going to get you the girl?
It's not gonna.
It's not. And he's so forward. He's like, who you going home with tonight? And it was very cringy.
Yeah.
Very
and Gabrielle was
uncomfortable.
like, you're being inappropriate. Like,
So good for her to stand.
yeah.
Like, it's got to be such a delicate dance of like, you're the
For
primary,
sure.
but I'm going to protect myself and stand up for myself and not be taken advantage
for
of.
sure. But he was aggressive. He was like, you're full of shit. I don't think I could handle it without like getting upset.
Right. Because when he said, I'm pretty sure he said, I'm into men. I was like, okay, I get it. Like, some guys can get away with that. You have a friend, you have a gay friend, and he can say things and you laugh it off and it's fine because it's not threatening. And I was like, this is kind of what this guy's doing. But then he's like, nah. And he starts talking about his penis and who you going home with. And it got very uncomfortable.
It was I missed that part. And that's why I was like, so
We're going to play it back for you.
just picture the fact that I missed it, how
Mm-hmm.
that looked to me. It was too much.
No, it's even more if you caught it. It's even
It's
more
not. Like
offensive.
well, it is, but it is offensive regardless.
You were still thinking about Marco's food.
Probably.
I see you.
Probably.
I see you. Yeah. But that's where it ended. That's where the episode ended. Wild ending. Wild. What? Yeah. So we are here for this Below Deck show.
Oh, for sure.
So thank you, Amy. And thank you for everyone who voted to have us cover this show because this is a wild show.
And welcome new friends.
Welcome new friends. And yeah, we hope we get more of you over the coming episodes, over the season. And it's great to have you here.
Yeah.
So thank you.
And if you're a new friend and you follow us on Instagram, say hello to us.
Shoot us a message. Say
yeah,
hello.
for sure.
Love having you. And speaking of Instagram, it's at Married to Reality Pod. So definitely follow us there. Talk to us there. Follow the podcast wherever you're listening. So easy to do. Look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as this season's
Woo!
hopefully gonna be.
Yes. And thank you again for all the reviews you guys have been leaving. If you haven't left one, please do. And as I said at the top of the show, if you guys are new to the pod, don't feel the pressure to leave a review right away. Give it a couple episodes. Try it out. See if you like it. Then tell us what you think. So that is it. Thank you guys for listening. This is going to be a wild season. I can tell already. Can't wait. Buckle up or whatever you do on a ship or here.
I don't think you buckle up. I think you hold on to something.
Strapping. Ship's about to go down. Hopefully the ship doesn't go down.
Well, I think it's gonna
It might go down.
because
Might go
we saw
down.
some previews.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
What do you call that circle thingy that you jump into if you're drowning?
I wanted it like a life. It's not a life raft. The donut.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, there's dinghies.
In Czech, we call it the swimming circle.
That's what we'll call it here. You guys are
swimming
very
circle.
literal.
We are.
I love it.
We are very literal. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you literally just hit the nail on the head. You always tell me you're way too literal for certain situations because Czech Republic and Czech people, we are very literal.
All right.
Here we
Okay.
go.
All right. Guys, thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We sure did. I've said it all. Teresa, have you said it all?
I've said more than I wanted to. No, I'm kidding.
Just enough.
I've said it all.
All right. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.